Hi everyone, welcome to today's yoga practice. We're going to be focusing on our warriors today. So going through our warrior 1, warrior 2, coming into our warrior 3, and we're just going to go ahead and get started. So go ahead and find a comfortable position on your mat, whether you're seated or lying down in your Shavasana. So starting to connect with that breath, beginning to take those nice long deep inhales and exhales through your nose. As you start to find that relaxation here, whether you're laying down, whether you're seated with me, using this time to relax your face, unclenching your jaw, releasing the tongue from the roof of your mouth, pulling those shoulders back and down, and perhaps even parting your lips, uncreasing your forehead, and starting to find those nice long deep inhales and exhales through your nose. As you start to rest, as you start to relax, and as you start to let go. As you inhale, feeling your belly rise as it fills up with air. And then every exhale draws your belly button in towards your spine as you melt into your mat, melt into the earth. And just continue to breathe here, finding that rhythm, finding that connection. Trying as much as you can to match the length and depth of your inhales with your exhales as you start to find your own rhythm here. Using this quiet opportunity to set an intention for yourself for today's practice. So thinking about the warriors and what they represent, perhaps inviting that idea into your mind. So perhaps your intention or your mantra for today has something to do with strength or staying grounded. In times of uncertainty, like the ones that we're living in now, it's important to be able to find that place of strength, find that place of grounding. So use that idea, bring it into that intention, bring that into your mantra, and allow it to not only guide you through today's practice, but perhaps even the rest of the week, the weekend, and the days to come. We'll go ahead and take a few more breaths here in your opening relaxation. Seeing if you can make each breath even longer than the last. And this is where I'd like you to start to bring awareness back into the space and awareness back into your body. Bringing those small movements in, so starting to wiggle fingers, starting to wiggle toes, circling wrists, and circling ankles. And moving your head from side to side, releasing any tension or stress you're carrying in your neck. Let's go ahead and take the weight of the world off your shoulders and just let everything go. And if you're in a seated position like me, take this opportunity to come down onto your mat all the way. Slowly coming to a reclined position. Knees are bent here. soles of your feet down on your mat. I'd like you to bring the palms of your hands to your sides. As you inhale, squeezing those glutes as you lift your hips up and lift those arms up over your head. And then exhale as you bring everything back down. Let's do that again. Inhale, everything comes up. And exhale, drawing those hips down. A few more with your own breath. Maybe squeezing your bum at the top of the movement. And just letting everything go. Last one here, once again, with your own breath. Beautiful, bringing both knees into your chest, placing your hands on top of your knees, bringing those big toes to touch as we start to circle in one direction. Noticing how those hips are feeling today. And when you're ready, go ahead and switch to the opposite side. From here, go ahead and cross your ankles, grab onto your big toes, and you can rock and roll yourself up into a seated position first. As we inhale, sweeping your hands all the way up to the sky. And then exhale, bringing those hands to heart center. One more just like that. Go ahead and inhale. Hands come all the way up. And exhale, bringing your hands to your heart. Coming into a gentle twist, so placing your left hand on your right knee, looking over that right shoulder. Pulling that shoulder back and down. And then gently coming back to center, go ahead and twist in the opposite direction, looking over your left shoulder this time. From here, coming back to center, go ahead and roll forward. I'll demo from the side. Coming up into that tabletop, so making sure wrists are stacked, or shoulders are stacked, pardon me, above wrists, hips are over your knees. Inhale, tilting that pelvis up and back, coming into your nice deep cow. And then exhale, coming into your cat, rounding your upper back. And continuing your cat-cows with your own breath here. So we're pushing our shoulder blades away and then back together through this movement. And then introduce any other movements that feel good for your body. Maybe it's moving your hips gently from side to side, perhaps sinking back, coming forward, or doing some nice gentle hip circles in both directions, whatever it is your body needs. From here, we're going to pause in that tabletop. Take your time, straighten out one leg behind you, then the other, coming into that high plank. And when you're ready, coming into that downward facing dog. Look towards your hands and go ahead to walk your feet towards your hands at the top of your mat. Inhale, you're going to come up halfway, nice flat back. And exhale as you fold. Inhale, sweeping your hands all the way up to the sky. And then exhale as you bring your hands to your heart. We're going to go ahead and inhale, sweeping those hands all the way up to the sky. And then exhale as you fold. On your next inhale, coming up halfway, and then planting your hands, you can step or hop back into that high plank, lifting up your hips, downward facing dog. Inhaling that right heel high to the sky. As you exhale, bend that right knee, swing that foot between your hands. From here, you're going to walk that left foot up maybe about half a foot. Plant that entire heel down. Left toes are going to point towards the top left corner of your mat, and then slowly come up. So we're in our warrior one here. I want you to put your hands on your hips and physically move them so they are square with the top of your mat. Bringing those arms into cactus here, opening up your chest, opening up your heart towards the sky. Beautiful. And then clasping your hands behind you, slowly start to lower down, bringing your chest down towards that right thigh, that right knee. Coming into our humble warrior. Only going as far as your body allows you to go. If this is too much for your shoulders, you can gently bring your hands down to your mat. Otherwise, staying here with me. Next breath, slowly starting to hinge back up, lifting your arms up towards the sky. And then bringing your arms straight out in front of you, opening up towards the right, looking towards your right fingertips, coming into just a really nice gentle twist. Our foot position hasn't changed at all. And then right hand comes back to meet your left. Go ahead and plant your hands down. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhaling that left heel high to the sky. Bending that left knee, swinging that foot between your hands. Walk that right foot up, dropping your heel, right toes pointed towards top right corner of your mat. And then come on up. Remembering you can shorten your stance as much as you need to. Physically moving those hips so they're nice and square. Once again, bringing those arms into cactus. On your next breath, clasping your hands behind your back as we did before, slowly hinging at your waist, humble warrior. Remembering that if this is too much at any point, dropping those hands down gently. On your next breath, slowly starting to come up, bringing those arms straight out in front of you as you open up to the left. Bringing that left arm to meet your right. Go ahead and plant both hands down. Step back, downward facing dog here. On your next breath, I'd like you to go ahead and inhale that right heel high to the sky once again. As you exhale to bend that right knee, bring it in between your hands. This time, your left foot's gonna come down so it's parallel with the back of your mat. Cartwheeling those hands up, warrior two. Heel of right foot is in line with the midpoint of your left. You're pulling those shoulders back and down. A nice 90-degree bend in that front knee, nothing more. And then flipping that right palm, go ahead and exalt your warrior. On your next breath, coming back into that warrior two. From here, you're gonna place your right forearm down on your right thigh, bringing that left arm up over your ear, coming into that side angle. Next breath, coming back into that warrior two, straightening that front knee. I'd like you to reach, reach, reach with your right fingertips and then hinge at your waist, coming into our triangle, our Trikonasana. One more nice big full breath before slowly unhinging, coming back into that warrior two, cartwheeling your hands down, step back, downward facing dog. Inhaling that left heel high to the sky, bending that left knee, swinging that foot between your hands, placing that right foot down so it's parallel with the back edge of your mat, cartwheeling those hands up, warrior two. Looking down, checking the alignment of your body, bringing those shoulders back and down, and when you're ready, flipping that left palm, exalting your warrior. On your next breath, you're going to come back to your warrior two, placing your left forearm down on that left thigh, coming into that extended side angle. Remembering that if you'd like to add anything to your practice, such as a bind here, you're more than welcome to do so. Taking whatever options you'd like. Slowly coming back into that warrior two, straightening that left foot this time, reaching with those left fingertips, and then coming down, Trikonasana. Having a nice straight line from one shoulder to the other. Taking one more nice, beautiful full breath here. And then slowly unhinging, bringing that nice knee bend back, cartwheeling your hands down, step back, first into a downward dog, and then sinking into a child's pose. Reconnecting with your breath, reconnecting with that intention, perhaps grabbing a sip of water or something stronger. On your next breath, slowly starting to walk your fingertips back in towards your body. You're going to go ahead, slowly start to roll up, stacking your spine, one vertebrae at a time with your head coming up last. We're going to go ahead and once again meet in your downward facing dog. So take your time to get there. From your downward facing dog, look towards your hands. You can step or hop to the top of your mat. As you inhale, coming up halfway, nice flat back, hands can be on your shins. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, sweeping those hands all the way up to the sky. And as you exhale, bringing your hands to your heart. From here, inhaling, sweeping those hands all the way up. And then exhale to fold. Inhale, come up halfway. And as you exhale, you're going to go ahead and plant your hands, step or hop back into that high plank. You can go through an optional flow here with me, or you can come into your down dog. So if you're with me, start to hinge at your elbows. Up dog or cobra here. And then coming into that downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, look towards your hands, step or hop to the top of your mat. As you inhale, once again coming up halfway. This time, as you exhale to fold, grab onto opposite elbows, coming into a nice ragdoll here. So your lower body remains still, but you can start to move your upper body here. So we're trying to release any tension you're carrying in your hamstrings. We're releasing our spines here. You can nod your head yes, shake your head no. And on your next breath, go ahead and sweep those hands all the way up to the sky. And then go ahead and bring your hands to your heart. So from here, I'd like you to take a nice big step back with your right foot. So my right heel is lifted. We're gonna be coming into our warrior three here. So we're essentially gonna be taking off onto that foot. Your right foot doesn't need to come up very high off your mat. Even if it's here, that's perfectly okay. What I want you to focus on is squeezing your glutes and finding that stability. So we're gonna start with our arms up here. I want you to put the weight into that left foot, and when you're ready, slowly start to take off. You can bring your arms straight out in front of you, or you can bring them out behind you for an airplane. Once again, it doesn't matter how high up that right foot is. Try to point those right toes towards your mat as we hold for 5, 4, 3, squeeze your bum, 2, 1. You're gonna step back into that high lunge. Beautiful. Go ahead and step that right foot to meet your left. Shake it out, and we're gonna go ahead and switch sides. So we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna step my left foot back this time. Arms are gonna come up. Starting to put the weight and pressure into that right foot this time. On your next breath, slowly start to lift up and go ahead and take off. Arms can be in front of you or behind you. Finding a spot that's not moving, squeezing your bum for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stepping back, ooh, hopefully on your mat, not on a slippery floor. Beautiful. You're gonna bring that left foot to meet your right, coming to the top of your mat. You can go ahead and shake it out. I'd like you to step one foot behind the other. Bring your hands to your heart, and as slowly as you can, make your way into a seated position on your mat. Great job, everyone. So from here, we're gonna just do a couple of gentle hip stretches. So bringing soles of your feet out in front of you. We're gonna start just by doing a gentle windshield wiper for the legs. From here, you're gonna bring that left foot, so it's at a 90-degree angle in front of you, and then your right foot's gonna do the same behind you. So I'm at a nice 90-90. You're gonna notice that I'm not leaning like this. I'm trying to keep my body nice and still. From here, I'm gonna walk my fingertips out as far as I can, and just let go. One more nice big full breath. And then slowly starting to lock your fingertips in towards your body. You're gonna go ahead and swing that right foot back around. Once again, just a nice gentle windshield wiper. You can also play around with foot placement, see how different it feels when your feet are closer together versus when they're further apart. And then we're gonna go ahead and switch sides. So that right foot's gonna come to a nice 90-degree angle in front of you, left foot out behind you, sitting up nice and tall as you can, even seeing if you can hold this position for a couple of breaths before you slowly start to hinge and release. You might notice one hip is tighter than the other, and that is perfectly okay. This is my bad side, so I'm never able to get down as far on this side. Doesn't mean the stretch doesn't feel as amazing. On your next breath, so nice big full inhale and exhale here. Slowly start to walk your hands. Bring everything back to center. Go ahead and swing those legs in front of you once more. We're going to do a nice windshield wiper here. And then I'm going to invite you to do any final movements that your body needs before we come into our final Shavasana. So take the next minute or so, grab a sip of water. You can come into a pigeon on both sides. You can come into your happy baby, whatever it is that your body needs. I'm going to go ahead and grab the pup, and we're going to come back and lead you in your Shavasana. So Rowan was just out for a nice walk with our friend Bree, who was kind enough to take her so I could film our video. I hope you guys are getting a chance to go outside and enjoy the beautiful sunshine today. As you go ahead and start to make your way to that final relaxation. So if you do need to schedule in some more time for those stretches, feel free to pause the video here. Otherwise, you can continue on with me as we start to come into that final relaxation together. So whether you're in a seated position or whether you're choosing to lie down here, start to slow down that breath. Once again, unclenching your jaw, releasing your tongue from the roof of your mouth, and just for one last time, let everything go fully. Parting your lips, uncreasing your forehead, and just slow down that breath, pulling those shoulders back and down, maybe creating a nice little shelf for your heart. And as you unwind in your final Shavasana, maybe give yourself some gratitude today. Gratitude for making time to come out on your mat. Gratitude for yourself for doing the best you can at this time. And you really are doing the best you can. I'd like to invite you to stay in your Shavasana for absolutely as long as you wish. I only ask that when you do finally decide to come up, you do so mindfully and safely, rolling over onto one side before coming all the way up. And then using the calming nature of your breath to help guide you through the rest of your day. I would like to sincerely thank each and every one of you for allowing me to guide you through your practice today. It is my absolute honor and it's my pleasure to get to spend this time with all of you. From the bottom of my heart and from my energy to yours, namaste. Thanks.